Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, thanks for watching and make sure that you subscribe down below and like this video if this is helpful for you. Now guys, I know that it has been a while since I've been on YouTube, but I just completed my freshman year of college yesterday. And I wanted to take the semester off of YouTube to focus on my work and just to get a feel of college and not having to have other obligations and just to focus on my work. So, that being said, I am back and ready in action. So this video is going to be super helpful. Like, I have some tips that I really needed in college. So now that I've experienced a freshman year and then I'm officially a sophomore now, so I'm going to be able to help you guys. My number one piece of advice is to start making friends early. Yes, that means in the first couple of weeks I need you to make and focus on making connections in the first couple of weeks. Why, you ask? Because people establish their relationships in the first couple of weeks, and after that is over, then people start hanging out with their groups that they found in the beginning of the school year. Now, I made this mistake and I was really focused on my work and I wanted to start college off fresh and new and make sure to get off on the right foot. And I'm not saying not to do that, but I didn't focus as much on creating relationships. The only person I was really hanging out with was my roommate. And that was a struggle, trying to find people to hang out with and go to games with and events with and then like in the year, because people already had their set groups. Now, I'm not saying that it's impossible to make friends afterwards, but I'm saying it's a little bit harder. Connected to number one, I want you to get involved early. Okay, their number one assumption when they get to college is that they're going to try to be Mr. Cool or Mrs. Cool, and they think that getting involved with the events that they have in the beginning of the semester is too lame for them. The events are fun, and really the most events that happen are in the beginning of the year. And so once those events are over and you don't go to them during the middle of the year, you're going to be bored and I don't know what to do, because now you missed out on those main events that were going on. So I'm saying get involved. Go to the events, go to the school-sponsored events, wear your colors, get all dressed up and stuff like that, because this is the, you spend all your life dreaming of going to college, and when you get there, you aren't getting involved. I don't get it. I'm paying my money, I'm gonna get the most out of college. So please get involved, and don't think that you're too good or too cool to do it. Along with getting to know people and friends and getting involved, get to know your RA and also the people on your floor or building, however that works for you. I'm saying this because it also helps you create friends. Majority of my friends in college are from my floor, and connecting with those people, but also because not saying that this is your your motive, but one day you're gonna need something, and those people will be able to help you. For instance, if you need a measuring cup or something like that, establishing those relationships will help you in the long run. Next advice, and majority of my subscribers are Christians, but if you're not, then that's totally fine. But I just recommend that you find a church early in the semester. So that was the hardest part for me. I still haven't found a church home. With church, you want to have a place where you can worship, and it may not be what you're used to, but you still need a community of people around you. I go to a Christian college, but still, it was still kind of hard to find the church that fit for me. So I'm saying spend those first couple of weeks looking for a church, and that's why number 2 and number 1 are important too, because if you don't have a car, you want to get involved and meet people so that you could go to church with them and check out churches there, because you're going to need that support. My next piece of advice is more towards academics, other than recreational and activities. So my advice is to start now finding out your study pattern. If you don't already know how you like to study or what works for you, spend this time during the summertime. I know that this is your break time and you want to have fun, and you can do that. There's 24 hours in each day. You can still have your break time and still have your summer fun, but also spending time focusing on finding the patterns that work for you in studying. And so if you spend the time during the summertime and during this free time that you have now, then you don't have to worry about wasting grades and time trying to learn how to study when you get to the actual big leagues. My next piece of advice is also to, when you get to college, find your study space. Everyone has, just like your study habit, like how you like to study, whether that be reading or visual, like I'm a visual learner, so videos help me. So just like that, you need to find a place to study that works for you. Over the summer, once you've gone to your orientation over the summertime and they give you your course classes, I advise you to go to this website called ratemyprofessor.com. And this is so once they give you, usually they make your schedule your freshman year first semester. They'll give you your schedule and they'll have the name of they have the name of the course, the name of the teacher, and the section number. So you want to take the name of the teacher and type it into Rate My Professor. And this is where students go on after the end of their semesters. They go on and they rate them. They talk about the heaviness of tests, whether they give extra credit, whether they were a good teacher, or if they put you to sleep. So rating going to look for your professors is helpful because not every professor will work for how your brain works as far as teaching. Now, the main difference between college and high school is that you are paying for college, so it is your experience, and so you have the power to switch things. And that means your schedule too. Even though they make your schedule for you your freshman year for convenience, you still have the power, and most of universities, like at my university I did, you have the power to adjust it and change what courses you need. And change your professors based on whether you think you'll work well with that professor. So don't think that just because they give you a schedule and they tell you, oh, here's your teacher, don't think that you can't change it, because chances are that you can. So I advise you to go look your professors up. And I wish I would have known this my freshman year going in. I didn't know until second semester. But it would have helped me in chemistry because my chemistry teacher didn't teach. And so this is everything that I experienced they put on the website, but I had no idea. This is why I'm telling you this now. Look up your professors because it'll be important to you in grades. Also with your professors, another piece of advice that I have is to get to know your professors. Now I'm blessed, and this is the reason why I chose Olivet. One of the reasons why I chose Olivet, because it's a small university, and so my biggest class size had to be like 60 or 70. So, and that was my big lecture. So I go to a small school, so it's easy to connect with my professor. Establishing a relationship with them will be so worth it in the long run. Even if you don't go to a small school, I say go out of your way to introduce yourself, to say hi, how are you doing? Even if you go to a big school, because taking that extra mile will set you apart from any other students. My next piece of advice is to take advantage of every tutoring and extra credit possible that your professor gives you. So for example, for a majority of my classes, we have tutoring. We have an academic coaching center here at Olivet, and they have students who excelled in that course that'll help you. And also, we had these things called supplemental instruction. So basically, they hire, it's like a job for a student, and they hire you to have weekly. They hire them to have weekly tutoring sessions, and you go, and sometimes people don't show up. Like I went every week, and I made sure to take advantage because, like I said, you're paying for your education, so you want to get the most out of it. Go to the tutoring session, even if you don't feel like. If you don't feel like you need tutoring, go anyway. Because when I went to the tutoring sessions, those TAs, they're teachers' assistants, those TAs have access to the review guide answers, They know what's going to be on the test, and so they can hint at what you should be studying towards, and it will help. Don't miss those opportunities. You are paying for them, and you need to take advantage of them. My next piece of advice is to use your syllabus and your planner. I don't know how much I can stress this. I am a very organized person, and I use my planner faithfully. But even if you aren't an organized person and you've never used a planner in your life, use your planner, because you're going to need, chances are you're taking a bunch of classes and they each have assignments, different assignments for those classes, and it's going to be hard to remember all the due dates, everything that's going on without using a planner. So use your planner for recreational things you have going on, for your schoolwork and everything. Use your syllabus. In college, what I like about college is that they give you a syllabus of everything that is going to happen for that year. So they tell you what assignment is due on this day, what assignment is due on that day, and it helps me when I write those things in my planner. It helps me see whether I'll have a hectic week or if I'll have a light week. And so in those light weeks, if I know that I have a big project coming up, I'll be able to do those assignments early because it's laid out and I can see how my month is going to go. With that being said, my other piece of advice is to get your work done early if possible. For me, I like to just get it over with, and if it's just easy assignments that you can just sit down and just tackle, do them early. You have sometimes on Canvas, like, they lock and you aren't able to do it until a certain date, but sometimes they don't. So get those assignments done when you have free time. Over the weekends, on Saturdays, I just sit and I spend like a couple hours getting some assignments done and just spending the rest of the day to chill out. I also advise you guys to check out and ask as many questions to your university about programs that they have available to you through your payments. So for example, Microsoft Word and Adobe Premiere and Photoshop and stuff like that, they're pretty expensive on their own, but some universities provide those for people who are enrolled in their school. So for example, I have access to Microsoft Word through my login, and I have access to Adobe Pro, so that's what I'm using to edit now, and it's free to you. Technically, it's included in your tuition, but just be aware of those things so you don't go out of your way to pay for that. Also, streaming things, like my school provides Xfinity for free. So all you have to do is just go and scroll and type your university in and type your university password in, and you have access to Xfinity, so you don't have to pay for those things. So just ask what free services they have as a prop of being in the university, so that you could save a couple bucks. So I hope this video was helpful for you. I know that I would have loved to have this advice going into college, so I just wanted to help a couple people. And if this was helpful for you, make sure that you like and subscribe, and comment below if you have any more questions about college, and I'll be happy to make any video that you guys need help with. So don't be afraid to reach out. Thanks for watching. Bye.